Is it finally going to happen? Guys, this is huge, or it's nothing. Is Dave Castro finally going to put rowing into the CrossFit Games? I want to know so bad. I hope you do too. Let's find out what, if it does show up, what are the things that you as athletes or spectators could do to potentially mitigate the debacle that would become on-water rowing with that many people who have never rowed before. Let's get inside. Where do we even start to unpack this? Rowing inherently comes with its own set of issues. I've always likened it to learning to row on the rowing machine is like learning to ride a four-wheeler. You get the concept of how the whole bike concept works. You've got a seat, handlebars, pedals, the pedals move wheels. That all makes sense when you learn how to ride a four-wheeler as a child. However, going to the water from a rowing machine is like taking what you learned on a four-wheeler and learning to ride a unicycle. The transfer of skill takes a long time to figure out. We've been living in the world of fitness on the rowing machine for years, but that would be like putting a unicycle race in the CrossFit Games. I can't imagine that would actually happen, but what if it does? What if it actually shows up? There are ways that I could perceive this happening. One, it's just a total shit show. I mean, it goes crazy. People are flipping. Athletes spend a ton of time swimming, holding on to shells in the water and swimming with them behind them. I don't see that being a viable possibility. What I do see being a possibility is perhaps pontoons being on the boat. Teams are in fours this year. That definitely changes things because in rowing, you do actually get in boats of four or singles, which means that the individual athletes could do it and potentially the teams of four could fit in a boat as a full team. They'd have to have buoys. There's no way Castro's gonna put them in water without them. So let's just safely say they gotta have buoys. If it shows up, they're gonna be in buoyed boats, which means we can safely eliminate the skill of balance. There's still some tippiness when there are buoys on there. It just means that you're not gonna completely flip. So, okay, we aren't gonna see people swimming. That's actually a good thing, I would think. Last year before the games, Castro also hinted that rowing might show up, so I took Team CrossFit Invictus to the water, taught them how to row on the water with another coach, put them on rowers on land and mimicked what it would be like to row in a team, and generally got them comfortable with the concept. That being said, if an athlete came to me, or athletes, a team came to me, what do we do? How do we get ready for this? Let's talk about the 10 things that you could very quickly and easily think about, change, learn, what have you, to mitigate what is going to inevitably be craziness. So I've come up with 10 things that I think would be extremely helpful and are just simple concepts that will go a long ways towards transferring the skill of rowing machine skill to rowing on the water skill. So let's get into what those 10 are. Number 1, stay calm. There is no need to panic. You're gonna be fine. The number one thing that would happen, people would just instantly panic. They would not know what to do. They're gonna be flipping out, pun intended. It's gonna be commotion amongst the athletes if this thing shows up. Those athletes that can keep their cool and say, you know what? I've spent time focusing on this skill before, with a program, Shane, Dark Horse, hopefully, fingers crossed, that you've been smart enough to just pursue the knowledge. You're gonna be okay, all right? You'll survive it. It's gonna be crazy, but you'll survive it. Number 2, and this is the one that is like, you tell people this and they just get mad, but relax. Relax. The biggest killer of speed when you are in a boat is rush. Think about it this way. You are sitting here, the boat is underneath you. You propel the boat this way. As soon as you take the oars out of the water, the boat continues to move. It has momentum. You, however, have to move this way to come to what is the catch position, to then press off and then send the boat again. If you rush this direction, you effectively kill the momentum of the boat. So if you can learn to relax, if you have practiced on the rowing machine, relaxing through the recovery, implement that on the water, it's gonna go a long ways because it means you'll actually let the boat run itself, which is free speed or free length per stroke. Number 3, this one's for the teams. Coordinate. You have to work together. And by coordination, I mean you want to, as closely as possible, mimic the movement of the people in front of you. Know this, if this is to all of you that have never been in a boat. The person at the front of the boat is called the stroke seat, meaning the person that you are all looking at, all four athletes, the one at the farthest end that you can all see, that's called the stroke seat. That person is going to set the rhythm for you. You have to try and match their stroke and exactly what they're doing. Listen to me when I say this. Do whatever they're doing. Even if you think they're doing it wrong, you need to match them. Timing, body position, all these things, you gotta match what they're doing, because if you're not all in sync, if you're not coordinating, you cannot move a boat together. You have to coordinate as a team. It's like, go have a little retreat with your group and like play some mirroring exercise, some like trust falls to learn to get to know each other, because that stuff is just gonna help you immensely. Number 4, I say this over and over, and people are still unsure of it, but I guarantee you this one will be effective if you all get on the water. Power is greater than rate, meaning your goal is to put as much effective force into each stroke as possible, as opposed to taking your stroke rate sky high. That will only create chaos, it'll only create confusion, it will just make the boat slower, because it's gonna make the cooperation harder. If the stroke rate is sky high, you will be putting ineffective force on the blade every time. You're just gonna be taking strokes for stroke's sake, not actually taking effective strokes, and you're not gonna be able to coordinate. That is going to be a major suck of speed in the boat. So make sure that you are doing that. Number 5, timing. This goes a bit in hand with the cooperation piece, but the timing is the timing in which you are all putting your blades into the water, moving them through, and elevating them out. I would actually say it applies to the whole movement of the stroke, but in particular, coordinate the timing, meaning follow the stroke seat. As soon as you almost have to anticipate, just like split second, you have to anticipate when their oar is going to fall in the water. As soon as it gets in the water, yours needs to be in the water at the same time. You need to move them through the water at the same time, and all bring the blades out of the water at the same time. Okay, that timing is going to be critical, because it means that you are all working together. But this takes me right into number 6, which is even pressure. If you are a team, multiple athletes, or a single athlete, you need to think about the fact that you are most likely going to be asked to move down a straight course. Maybe there are turns, that could be interesting, but regardless, you need to understand that pressure needs to be applied evenly to all oars. If one side is stronger than the other, you are going to have a mess on your hands, because it's going to push the boat in one direction. It'll start to turn the boat one way or the other. So athletes need to be thinking, how do we apply consistent, even pressure? So depends on the type of rowing. There are 2 types, sculling or sweeping. Sweeping means each athlete gets 1 big oar. Sculling, each athlete gets 2 oars. If it's sweep, 1 big oar per athlete, I would not have your 2 males on the same side. I would make sure that your males are in a pair and your females are in a pair, so that they can complement each other's power. Unless you have a female that's as equal strength to one of your males, then pair them together, but pair in strength units, okay? Create even pressure in your boat. Number 7, pick a good leader who has a solid sense of rhythm. If you are a single athlete, you need to settle into rhythm. The best way to do that is to become rhythmic with your breathing. Create a consistent breathing rate, and that breathing rate will help your body stay consistent over whatever the race distance is. Do not start hyperventilating. Do not start breathing like crazy. You want to settle into a consistent movement. Now, picking a leader when it comes to a team is really important, because whoever has the best sense of rhythm and can set stroke rate, hopefully somebody on each team has practiced the skill of the rowing movement before, put them at the front. Make them the stroke seat, so that everybody else can follow the person who has really good rhythm. Don't put somebody who doesn't understand rhythm at the front. Also, side note, maybe you thought about this or not, maybe this is a big revelation, rowing's the only sport where you cross the finish line backwards. So think about that. The boat's moving that way, right? So front and back are a bit like different So you do have to consider that as well. The person at the back is responsible for looking over their shoulder to make sure you're not going to run into anything. The person at the front, their job is to set the rhythm for everybody. Number 8, and this one is super important, you can't break water. You can't break water, meaning, why do I say that? It's because there's no way you can overpower the water. A lot of people are going to try and just rip through the water, just like hack and slash, go crazy on the water. You have to like guide the water. The oar has to be in the water, and then you have to apply pressure and then accelerate. Don't try to hit the water at full blast. It's just like I would never coach you to get to the catch and just dump all your energy into the catch. That would be the equivalent of like about to do a deadlift, having no tension in your body, and then just trying to put everything into the bar immediately. You're probably it's not gonna go well. Let's just leave it at that. Or for example, you have a rope tied to the bumper of a car. If you want to move that car, you walk it out to length, you start to establish acceleration, and then you can move it up to speed. If you took that rope as slack and just started running, it's going to happen when you hit the other end. The truck's not going to move and you're going to go flying. Same goes to the water. Put the oar blade in the water, just place it, and then accelerate. So place it, establish tension, and accelerate. Don't just slam it into the water and try and rip through. That's a sure way of losing a lot of pressure or a lot of force application to the boat. Number 9, in real rowing, there's a thing called feathering where the oar blade comes out of the water, you square it up, and then you run it along a feathered blade. You run a feathered blade, and then before it goes into the water, you square it up, drop it in, move it through the water, pop it out, feather it, so on and so forth. Don't even bother. Don't go like searching for Olympic rowing YouTube videos and think that you need to feather. If you have buoys, which again, very high likelihood, it's not going to matter whether or not you feather. The only advantage would be so that you get more clearance of your blades off the water, but I have a feeling blades are going to be moving pretty far off the water anyways, and we're not at a skill point where I want you to be thinking about anything more than what you already have to consider, so just forget the feather on the blade. Number 10, final tip, just race. At the end of the day, don't forget that you have to race. Couple good ways of doing that. Number 1, if you can smartly move out in front, as in early in the race, you can get ahead so that you can see where people are. That helps to help you stay calm, apply consistent pressure, and work towards the finish together, knowing that you're in the lead. That's the advantage of moving backwards, is you get to see the rest of the field if you're in front. So work to move in front of the field if you can early, because that allows you to set the pace, it allows you to not be panicked, and you also don't have to do as much looking over your shoulder, worrying about whether other boats are, calling it to the rest of the team, so on and so forth, okay? So along with that racing component, keep your head in the boat. Too many people are gonna be doing this and looking around. The only people that should really be looking around are the person at the back, who's going to be telling the rest of the boat what's going on. So when you peak, if you're not in the lead, you can yell to the rest of the boat like, "Where Invictus is in front of us!" Right? Great. Tell that to the rest of the team so that they know, and you can all work together. Don't everybody be like, "Huh? What? Like, where is everybody?" It's just going to take your minds out of the job at hand, which is making the boat go as fast as possible. Back to the question at hand, is it going to show up? Who knows? If it does, I'm hopefully going to be there. I would love to see all of you guys there, but I'm going to be the first to be jumping for joy on the shores, watching this amazing stuff go down. It would be pretty cool, I will say, to see rowing put in a whole new context. I think it'd be super fun. And especially as long as there's buoys and people aren't flipping in the water, it would create a serious skill challenge to athletes that have probably never gotten in a boat before, other than Josh Bridges and CrossFit Invictus, who I've personally been on the water with. I haven't seen a whole lot of other athletes practicing on the water unless they have a rowing background, in which case they'll have a massive advantage. And I have a feeling there are a few competitive athletes out there that have that background, but they're going to be few and far between. So let's see what happened, guys. Hopefully you are enjoying this video. Please share it with anybody that may be going to the CrossFit Games, because this is going to be a spectacle for sure if it shows up. Who knows if it will, but if it does, hopefully this can be of value to people, or those of you that are pure spectators and are thinking about getting on the water. This is also an extremely useful, I would just call it top 10 tips for getting on the water. That's Yeah, that sounds good. Top 10 tips for rowing on the water with Shane Farmer of Dark Horse Rowing. But yeah, guys, thank you as always for tuning in. And if this is your first time here and you love this video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a comment below. Make sure you like the video. And if you really loved it, hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell next to the subscribe, because that'll tell you every time we come out with a new video. You'll be the first to be alerted. You can drop into the comments and let us know what you think. But as always, guys, I appreciate you hanging out, and we will see you on the other side.